All right, good morning. We'll just use this like a little sound test. Use this as a little sound test. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it. Good morning, everybody. Beautiful August. It's a Saturday morning, nice and early. We're heading off to go do a shift on the Battleship U.S.S. Iowa this morning. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a beautiful, hot summer day, and no long sermons today. We'll just do some quick talking about follow up on some videos I posted or stuff I talked about. I'm also writing this in my little manuscript for my nephews and relatives to read once I'm dead and gone from the planet. When one of them mentions, "Hey, did you know Uncle Tino or Grandpa Florentino rebuilding company there worked on the Battleship Iowa for a little bit?" What? No. Well, I got his little manuscript right here. His videos are on YouTube. That's what I'm kind of looking for, and to pump the men and women, the beautiful men and women of this country who have worked all their lives, and we're at the end of our careers, and I'm terrified. I was terrified, and I'm using that word correctly. I was terrified of retirement up until about a year and a half ago. I finally went and met with my retirement board, and man, they calmed me down and showed me numbers, and I walked out of there totally changed, man. But the word I'm going to use, and it's actually very accurate, is I was extremely terrified of, let me put on the defroster here. I was extremely terrified of what awaited me. I didn't know what to expect or what awaited me. And if you're going through that, if you could talk to your retirement board or other retirees or something, your neighbor, brothers, I highly recommend it, because you're not the only one. But I wasn't scared, I wasn't worried, I wasn't stressed. I was fucking terrified. And looked at retirement only as being extremely alone. And that's another word I'm gonna use accurately. The word was extremely alone and lonely and sad and depressed, and all my friends are pretty much gone. And my coworkers are pretty much gone, the ones I grew up working with. And I hope these videos help you. And when I started posting them back during the COVID, that was the main reason why. So we kind of all grew up together goofing around with these videos. There's a lot of good videos on YouTube. We all know that. Millions of them. Entertainment value off the charts. Mine was kind of like a journey about me and my journey into loneliness. And it didn't turn out that way. Yeah, I shot the videos, but you guys pumped me up with your comments. You guys, and those of you, and I made some great YouTube internet friends doing that. Some great friends. I mention them all the time here. And Jake Klein, Mopar Nut 62, David Parsley, Robert over at B&R Northern Horse Journey, Big Charlie, Big Eddie. It goes on and on and on. What's that one guy? Oh, I'll remember his name. Freeman JPLK. And the list goes on and on and on and on. Mark Burkhart. I hope I said that name right this time. But anyways, we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Thank you for joining me right here on the Florentino Rebuilding Company YouTube channel, your outpost on the West Coast, here in sunny Southern California. Real quick, and this will be not a long video like the first 3 or 4, but I was happy and I was brand new. But I'm filming my experiences on the Battleship Iowa with her in the background, and maybe quick shots within the battleship. I'm there to work. I'm there to provide security. for the ship and safety for the visitors and fellow staff, co-workers, and volunteers and stuff. So I'm not going to film long technical videos on the battleship itself. You want to check that out. Check out the wonderful websites and the YouTube channel that the Battleship Iowa and its crew have online. I'll post them here in my description, and I'm going to do that on all my videos. Check out the Battleship Iowa's official website at pacificbattleship.com, I believe. But I'll post a link, and YouTube channel itself. Just type in U.S.S. Iowa official website or channel. And for wonderful content. I met one of the staff that does the videos. I met Maureen. I think that Maureen is her first name, I believe. Wonderful person. I've seen her on videos, and she's actually a lot of fun. They come up with great ideas, and check them out. Pretty much subscribe. This battleship is one of the most amazing journeys you're ever going to experience if you get to do it in person or work on her or just follow her online. And wonderful. Number one, I'm here for the battleship, but that's starting to change. I'm number one or just as high as I'm here for my co-workers, my fellow volunteers. So anyways, I'm gonna film my personal journeys and my interaction with not only my fellow crewmen, but visitors that come and visit. And like we had the animal rescue the other day. I was at work. I came over to meet Dennis real quick, talk some stuff we had to talk about, and the animal rescue happened. They asked us to stay late, and nobody could. I happened to be there. I didn't have my uniform red shirt on, but I did have a Battleship Iowa nice blue shirt on and my ID. So I said, you know what, I'll stay. And I stayed. I was willing to stay all night for wonderful animal rescue people from the Pedro Pet Pals Animal Rescue, and they got a kitten who was a feral cat, but she hung out with the ship and she started to become friends with a lot of the crewmen, and she had a litter of kittens. They were 2 days old and they were starving, and they had to get them out and get the mom and the kids together in order to keep the kittens alive. And Adele, my fellow crewman, who I had met previously, and she's pretty awesome. She's part of tours. They're a huge help. And at the end of the day, when we're waiting to hear from them to start locking up the ship. And they'll come by, and usually it's Adele. Either she'll yell down from the gangway at the top of the gangway down to us, or she'll radio in, or VJ, or anyone else on the tour. Adam's also good at doing this. They'll let us know they did their sweep and they're all clear. So the forward part of the ship is cleared of visitors or anyone that could be left behind, and then we take over from the rear forward and locking up along the way. Let me see here. Okay. So Adele's an amazing person. I finally got to talk to her little by little recently. I'm meeting more and more crewmen, or they're approaching me, or vice versa, and we're now starting to talk and hang out and get to know each other. And the lady who hired me, Sue, she absolutely loves me. She brought me stuff over to eat that night. She was willing to go drive and get me some dinner, and I told her I was fine and stuff. No, she still brought me something to eat, and I love. How could you not love that battleship? She's beautiful. She's the most sexiest piece of machinery on the planet, and how could you not love the volunteer staff? And I'm sure the Missouri, the New Jersey, and the Wisconsin volunteer crew would tell you the same thing. And I ain't leaving this gig for a long time, folks. And anyways, So I met Adele. That was wonderful. And Adele was the one that was kind of spearheading that animal rescue. I'm assuming she contacted Pedro Pet Pals. And as the day turned into night, and that place can get scary at night. You're on the docks. You're on the wharfs there. And a huge parking lot. And I knew they had to carry the cages with the cats once they rescued them to their car out in that big, immense, empty parking lot. I was not going to leave the ladies. I was not going to leave my fellow crewmen alone. So I provided overwatch for them, and I was glad to do it. I didn't mind. It was a long day for me, but I felt real good leaving that ship. And I wrote about that. I wrote about Adele. I wrote about her in my book. She's got a little chapter dedicated to what she did for those beautiful animals, that beautiful cat and those kittens that day. It's a real goofy YouTube short. When I'm on duty, I'm not going to set up a tripod and start filming. I can't do that. I'm on duty. I'm providing. You're literally doing 20 things at once, constantly. I mean, I got a brand new Iowa cap. I already sweated right through it in just like 2 weekends. It's brutally hot here in the summer on the pavement like that. You sweat like a nobody's business. And you're constantly running up and down in and out of the ship, answering calls, answering the radio, doing like little foot patrols. And I wouldn't, kind of what I sort of do for a living. So I fit right in what I'm doing, and I'm really good at it, and it shows. And I love my security team. I love Dennis and Bob. Absolutely love Bob and Dennis. Who just give me patience and support and welcome me aboard their security team with open arms. Anyways, so I'll film little quick interactions, little quick interesting things. I can always come back when I'm off duty and film to my heart's content. Go anywhere I want that you guys might think might be interesting in film. But like I said, we have official websites for doing that, and Iowa's video team is amazing, and they're a lot of fun. And you know what? They've been with the ship since the beginning. Their experience in maritime issues of the Iowa, and they can answer questions I couldn't even dream of. So my videos are interactive and talking about my journey as I go through retirement and stuff. And if you're a young person and you're down and you can't find work, or you're just, as you step from high school into adulthood, it's not what you planned, hopefully this will help you, that you saw me I got up off my chair to make this happen, and it happened. Find your passion. Start off as a volunteer if you have to. Eventually this could lead to a paid position for me once I pass my probation. But I'm not here for the paid position. I still have my regular job, which I love. And but that's a hint to you young people. The jobs are out there, and you can make a job kind of happen. But we will shoot some quick action on board the ship this morning. I kind of already figured out how to do a real quick, interesting thing, and keep the video short. I know you guys. Look at this drive. Look at my drive to work, man. This is great. And I'll leave the camera on until we get to the battleship. Just enjoy the views, guys. Thank you for joining me. Always on these long, boring videos of mine. But they're genuine and they're real, of my journey through life, where you're going to be one day. And they're from the heart. That used to be the former Long Beach Naval Shipyard. I saw the Battleship, I think New Jersey, get refurbished there back in the 80s when they brought her out of mothballs and modernized her right there. Drove across this road. Back wasn't a freeway back then, it was just a road. with my parents, and I looked out the window, and instantly I knew that was a battleship. I just couldn't figure out what or why or which one or anything. And now I'm serving on her sister. Life is interesting. Enjoy the living heck out of it. Battleship aficionados who follow battleships here on YouTube, here's something interesting. The number one battleship authority on the planet is Drakenfil. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm a huge fan of him, subscriber, and follow his videos like you guys do. They're freaking amazing. They're out of this world. And when he came to visit the New Jersey, he spoke about interference coming up on his audio. When he got back home, he was editing the videos he took on the New Jersey. And he couldn't figure it out, and he couldn't have an explanation, so he had to do overdubbing. But no, when I filmed the cat animal rescue video, I got some severe interference and clicking on my cell phone camera. And on the audio, I was hearing it through my mic and stuff. And there's certain on the Iowa that do that, your recording equipment. And I think I figured it out. We have awnings or shades, canvas tarps type thing throughout the outside of the ship. And if anybody thinks that's cheesy, it's not. That goes back to like Civil War days, warships and stuff. You'll see black and white photographs of awnings or tarps and stuff covering the outside portions of the deck. It's something it gets hot on ships and there's no shade, and so ours are held up by like 1-inch thick steel cable, heavy duty shit. And I notice when I'm underneath those cables is when I get that clicking and those popping sounds that you heard on the animal rescue video. So if you ever hear that in the future, or if you're watching this, that's what happened on the New Jersey when you went to go visit her. All battleships, all warships, all ships, at least they used to, have awnings and shades and canvas tarps and stuff for shade for the crew, for keep the heat out of the staterooms or the eating areas and stuff. Hundreds of black and white pictures like that. Tell me this isn't a beautiful morning. There may be a quick part 2 to this, because in order for me to get into our office, the security office, I have to use the combo on the front door, and I gotta get on my my text on the phone. I'm filming from my phone to get that code, and when I do that, the camera will click off. So this won't be one continuous video. I'll do a quick part 2 if that happens. I'm gonna start filming little bits and pieces interior of the ship. It's really, really cool. It's really interesting, and I can't believe I'm living it live right now for you guys. Our girl is right there. We are now in San Pedro, California. Downtown San Pedro, which they have fixed up very, very nice, is just ahead there. Center your camera slightly to the right and goes up Starts going uphill on a slight grade. I'm starting to hang out there a little bit more. And there's a cool hobby shop we'll visit, and I'll ask the owner if I can film. It's huge, and it's one of those hobby shops from back in time. You'll get lost in there.